live in a society where if it was a low, slow, cooked home meal to get to our success, we'd all opt for that TV dinner you could just pop in the microwave and success just happen in minutes. But guess what? It just doesn't work that way. Well, it's the build.
And it's time to build minds with minds like mine.
Welcome to W.I.L.L Wednesdays. It doesn't have anything to do with the day of the week, but it has everything to do with what you think, feel, and speak.
It's the builder.
Success. This thing called success is like a glacier of ice. I mean, you know, the large mass of ice you see floating on top of the water, but we never really put a lot of emphasis on what lies beneath. Because I can assure you, scientific studies show that what is beneath the surface of the water is 3, 4, 5 times as large as the mass that we simply see floating across the top. So, if your success was that glacier on top of the ice, then just what it is that's underneath. You know, I looked at several different pictures, and underneath the surface is not only a piece of ice that's 3, 4, 5, 6 times bigger. There's also some other pieces of ice floating alongside it underneath the surface. So let's talk about it, because if success is your glacier, what happens to be underneath? Now see, those other pieces of ice that are floating alongside happen to be good habits. Good habits have to be in place. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit, but through my studies I've seen it's more like 66 or 67 days, because on the 21st day you still need something called discipline. See, a habit just happens. You do it without even thinking. So a good habit is one of those other ice blocks that's floating along underneath the surface. The other thing you have to have is dedication. Dedication. You must be fully committed to that which you're doing in order to find success. You must be innovative. You have to tap into your creativity and simply let it out. See, I just had a conversation the other day, and I was talking with someone how there's individuals that just soil the game because they diminish everyone else's credibility because they're looking to be the microwave quick dinner and not that low, slow cooked meal. So before you ever get started, you also have to have honesty. So again, good habits, dedication, innovation, and honesty. You have to have integrity in all things that you do if you want to see it last for some time. And then lastly, you gotta be passionate. Now again, these are the simple blocks of ice that are floating along below the surface, and we haven't even touched the massive mass that belongs on the bottom of your glacier that is success. So again, you gotta have good habits. You have to be dedicated. You have to be innovative, and you have to truly be honest about your passion. Now again, if the success is your glacier above the water, what has to be in place? Hard work. Because hard work is going to be one of the first things that you see below the surface. What else? There has to be some persistence. You have to be willing to go and keep going. Even when someone else tells you you can't, you got to find a way to be able to persevere, because your persistence will be tested. I mean, if success is your glacier and that is your goal, that's ultimately where you're trying to go, you can't stop. You must keep going. Oh yeah, the late nights. People want to romanticize this thing about being an entrepreneur or giving birth to your dreams, but they don't tell you you're going to lose sleep. That's right, you will. Because through your hard work and persistence, there are going to be some late nights. And oh yeah, as you create those good habits and those great habits, you gotta stay disciplined. What is your standard operating procedure? When you rise in the AM and you put 10 toes down, what is the process that you take to see to it that you always execute? Oh yeah, be ready for rejection. That's right, you're gonna hear no constantly because you're gonna be looking for that. Yes, just remember, somebody will say no. A lot of people will say no. But when it comes to your idea and what it is you're destined to do, someone, somewhere will. And that's all that matters. So through your rejection, your courage will be tested. You must be courageous. Step out there. Do something, because I'm sure if what you're doing is God-given, it's never ever been done before. And even if you've seen something closely related or looks something like it wasn't done by you. So again, to create your glacier of success, we're talking about everything that's underneath the surface. You will be criticized. People will pass judgment on that which you are doing. But it doesn't matter what they say. If it's constructive, utilize it to your benefit. If not, shake it off and just keep going. Be prepared to adapt to change. That doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean that you quit. But if you must alter your route on your way to success, make the pivot, adjust, make the necessary changes. And lastly, don't be afraid to take a risk. Listen, if you've given birth to a phenomenal idea, it was birthed unto you. And the entire world will never ever know just how great it is unless you take the risk and step out there and share it with the world. Listen, failure is not the opposite of success. It's just part of the way you need to get it. Listen, we all don't know what we don't know, so we must continuously look for room to grow. Be bold in your beliefs. Be undeniable to the universe. Be ingenious in your intelligence and be legendary in life. Why? Because you deserve your dreams. And if you will, I will, we will. Let's build.